So Jadon Sancho could be leaving Manchester United this season. And yeah, it's not gone to plan for him at Manchester United. He signed for the club in the 21-22 season because he was one of the best players in the world. And his talent has gone to nothing. Jadon Sancho, I think he's pretty much now just a reserve for Manchester United, like Alexis Sanchez was. I don't think he'll play for Manchester United anymore. Yeah, I do not think he'll play for Manchester United anymore. And I don't know what has gone wrong for Sancho at Man United. But last season, he was doing alright. This season, he doesn't look the same player he was 3-4 years ago. He really doesn't. When he was playing at Dortmund, he was one of the best players in the world. Could have even signed for a Real Madrid or a Barcelona. But it has gone to the point where Sancho, he could be leaving the club this summer. He could actually be leaving the club this summer. And yeah, it's not a good situation for Manchester United and Jadon Sancho. It's neither for Erik ten Hag either. But Jadon Sancho could have done many things at Manchester United, won trophies, could even won a Ballon d'Or there. But as soon as he stepped onto the pitch for the first time for Manchester United, I knew it just wasn't going to go right for him. But yeah, when you go to clubs like Manchester United, Man City from teams like Dortmund and Leipzig, it's a whole different world. And it's a new league. Bundesliga, let's be honest, it's not the most competitive league in the world. Dortmund, they're not the most competitive team in the world. Bundesliga, that is not that competitive. And Dortmund, they are literally one big step from Manchester United. One big step. And that's why just before going into a decision, you have to make sure you're making the right decision before signing for Manchester United or Man City. Because it just hasn't gone right for Jadon Sancho. And I think if he'd have played his cards right, he could have signed for maybe Real Madrid or Barcelona. I don't think he was ready for that sort of level yet, though. I do not think he was ready for that sort of level. And it just hasn't gone to plan for him. I do not think at all that he was ready for that sort of level. And yeah. Manchester United, they do not seem to be having a good season. The amount of things that is going on at their club. You know, they've got the Anthony situation currently, which is probably for another video. And they've also got the Jadon Sancho situation as well. They've got a lot of things going on. And Erik ten Hag, he's not got the best. He's not got the best impressions at the minute. And it just looks like, what I mean by impressions is, I don't know what to say for that word really. It does. I'm basically trying to say it doesn't look good for Ten Hag. But yeah, Jadon Sancho. This is what you have to consider before signing for a club like Man United. You know, could I stay at Dortmund for a few more years until I get better and better? No, I'll sign for Manchester United instead, where I could possibly be taking a risk. And that is what Sancho has done. I do not think with any team he can get his form back. Because with Barcelona, they've got too many good players. Balde, Lewandowski, Pedri, Gavi. There's too many good players in that squad. So I do not think he would fit into that squad. A few years ago, I'd be saying Jadon Sancho could play in a Real Madrid team with Ronaldo. But now, I'm saying the complete opposite. And no, I do not think he should go back to Man City. Fun fact, Sancho in his youth days did play for Man City. Yeah, I do think he should have stayed at Dortmund for a bit longer. I don't think he was ready for this sort of level. And, when players do this, like Sanchez, he made a massive mistake. Lukaku, all these players have ruined their careers by making one big step. By making one big mistake. Sanchez could have stayed at Arsenal and won a Ballon d'Or. Lukaku could have stayed at Everton and maybe have become their all-time top scorer. It's unlikely, though. Because there was a player in like the 1940s who scored like over 300 goals from Dixie Dean, that's who it was. I doubt he was ever going to overtake Dixie Dean in goals. Because Dixie Dean, wow, the amount of goals he scored for Everton was amazing. So yeah, I don't think Lukaku was ever going to become top scorer for Everton with how many goals Dixie Dean scored. But yeah, all these players could have achieved so much at teams like Everton, Arsenal, and Dortmund, but they all signed for Manchester United, and it hasn't gone to plan. It really hasn't gone to plan. And I think that's how Højlund's career might go as well. I know this video isn't about Højlund, but still, I just don't think he's going to have the best career at Manchester United. It's not the most competitive league. Bundesliga, Serie A, they're not competitive. The only teams that can actually compete in that league, Napoli, Juventus, Fiorentina, I can't think of anyone else. AC Milan, Inter Milan. They're the only actual teams that are good in that league. It's literally like the Premier League. Except they're big. It's like a big 7, sort of. Is that even 7 teams? I don't know. But Atalanta is not one of them. Yeah, they might have been good in the 20/21 season, but it's not the 20/21 season anymore. We're not in that season anymore. It's now the 22/23 season. No, it's not. It's the 23/24 season. And Jadon Sancho, I can't even remember the last time he scored. It might have been in pre-season, but it might have been last season. Yeah, Jadon Sancho, I think his career at Manchester United could be over. And I think United fans have been calling for it for quite a long time. It's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. But when? The question is, when is it going to happen? Because there's a fact that if Sancho does end up staying at United, his career could just vanish into thin air. But if he stays, if he leaves and goes to maybe a smaller club, maybe would Newcastle suit him? But not everyone can go to Newcastle. But yeah, the Glazers, Antony, Sancho. There's not a lot going for Manchester United at the minute. And yeah, they're probably going to have to deal with even more problems. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think Jadon Sancho will ever play for Manchester United ever again. I do not think he's going to play for Man United ever again. Yeah. I think he'll barely reach the bench, if I'm honest. But yeah. Yeah. I do think Jadon Sancho will maybe leave Manchester United this season. Yeah. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.